So earlier, as I was watching episode 108, and afterward, um, something got me thinking. Right. Um. Well, all right. I guess this is just me. Maybe I'm just exhausted after being disappointed so much, like by this arc alone, or whatever. Um. I'm just constantly getting irritated, and maybe it's just me being cynical. But I don't. I'm starting to wonder what is the point, like, of them like fighting each other in this tournament, as in why is it that they choose to actually take the time to combat each other physically, or even just enact any of those strategies? Well, no. Why did they choose to? Most people choose to like physically fight each other, right, for some certain length of time, instead of just instead of just incorporating a bunch of these strategies to just knock them off, you know. And that's not to say like you know none of them do it. Only one or two of them have done it. No, there's been what, maybe. Well, as far as there's that Universe 3 guy, robot guy. I might be missing someone else, but maybe there's at least two. At least two. I'm planning on just eliminating people. You know, like that was their legit plan, their strategy. Just knock people off the stage. And I'm sitting there thinking, that would logically make the most sense because, you're in this high stakes tournament. It's a battle royale, so it's chaotic as fuck. 40 people. What was it? 40? No, it's 80 people. Excuse me. 48 minutes, chaotic as shit, and you know, if everyone from your team gets knocked off, your universe gets erased. So why didn't they all just, or at least one, or at least some of them just go for that from the start? You know, um, I'm not counting Frost because he did at least one person, and he said he was gonna, in the last episode when he said he was gonna do it. I'm sure the only reason he didn't do it is because of plot due stupidity. Like he had the opportunity, he just didn't fucking do it for two other people. So that's stupid. Frieza fucking did it. Um, that robot guy was trying to do it. The Universe 3 in the beginning and hit, and some other guy like stopped his arms. So that was legit his plan from the start. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else whose plan was to do it, but that it's like, why isn't it that most of them don't seem to just be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna knock everyone off the stage. Now don't get me wrong, a bunch of them have strategies. Universe 6 and 7 seem to just react more to shit and just attract more attention to themselves somehow. Because the plot. But yeah, it's like they're not really. The reason I'm saying this is because of the high stakes. It makes so much. I would seem to cut all this bullshit around, all the dicking around, all the plot and stupidity around. It would cut all that out if you just try to knock everyone off. If you didn't have time to have your witty banter, your smiling, your play, your warm ups, your back and forths, and then someone whipping on the transformation and putting on the technique, it takes some time, but because someone else was fucking around, dropped their card, that person had the time to do it. All this stuff. Even when they think they got someone, they start bragging and postulating, and then someone else outsmarts them. It's happened a few times already, but all this stuff, and I'm sitting there thinking, even if a lot of those people who ended up postulating and wasting time because of PIS really, even if they were serious for the most part, it's still like this. Like the fighting doesn't even need to happen because they could have just tried to knock everyone the fuck off. Like I don't get it. The reason I was just considering the stakes after all this time and after watching all the BS elements in all the fighting. I think the fighting. I don't think the fighting is any longer, if at all, suited. If it ever was suited to this battle royale format. If anything, it would have been much more suited. Where they can actually take time to develop a fight. The fights. It would have been much more suited to a regular tournament style, and this is why I think they should have done that in the first place. I never liked the fact that they did it in the battle royale format because I didn't think they knew how to handle throwing in, with all these dealing with all these like 80 characters dealing with each other, you know, and they don't, and it's like it's mostly clusterfuck, and most things are being rushed, and you just have shit happening here or there, and it's just like I. Oh, and ever decreasing time, ever shortening time limits, by the way, or time spans. It's like now every fight's like one, like a minute. Like one was like 2 minutes, now it's like a minute long for each fight or some shit. And it's like, what? Why don't you just fucking watch the Goku versus Zero fight take it like the last like 10 or 20 minutes or something? I don't know. It's just retarded. And I don't like the format. I don't think it's working. I feel like if they really wanted to take things seriously, they would have just knocked people off. Found ways to knock people off the stage. 17 fucking did it. 18 fucking did it. Krillin did. Well, Frost did it to Krillin. Eh. Um, Frieza did it. It's like you like, you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't feel like anyone's taking it seriously, and it's like they could still take it seriously if they had a tournament format, but they would. But if it was like regular battles, 1v1s, 2v2s, whatever, there would be more reason. It would make more sense just because the format, just by the nature of the format itself, for them to actually sit there, have these dialogue, these little interactions, these back and forth, these banters, even maybe they get cocky, they'd have all that, it would make more sense for all that to play out, in its own like little time frame, and its own little each individual like interaction in their own space. If they had regular tournament bouts, like that, like matchups, bracket system, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't feel as out of place. Now it feels out of place because it's like you just have all these characters running at each other. It's really kind of chaotic. Everyone's just doing whatever the fuck they want, and it's like, well, now it's like I realize at some point they could have just ended this. Someone could have just tried to end this if they just fucking pushed everyone off, just found some way to just or systematically knock people off. But then most people are not doing that. They're dicking around, and it's just like I don't understand. Taking time to actually fight people, other people one on one. It's like you can tell me every one of these people has a fighting spirit. I don't think so. And even if they did, and, it doesn't mean they have to be a full on retard like Goku or Vegeta or something. And it's like take time to sit there, actually fight shit out, and be like, oh, this is great. Your fucking universe is on the line. I don't understand. So yeah, it's like whatever. But that's one thing I wanted to bring up. One of the reasons I wanted to bring that up is because that's one of the things that has gotten me to the point where I'm just very disappointed in this arc. I thought I was disappointed in my last episode. Last episode, a few days after, I said I give up on this arc, as in I'll still watch it, see how it plays out, and hope things don't get dumber, I guess. But I didn't have any hope that it was gonna get better than it was. I thought it was just gonna keep me about the same dumb shit, And then it's like it got even sort of dumber, but was more disappointing. And I'm just like, I didn't think I'd get more disappointed, but I am. So there's that. Yeah, it's a lot of plot. And one of the other things that makes it disappointing. It's a lot of plot induced stupidity going on. I already kind of said it. Everyone's been taking it. Most people have been taking it out from the get. Especially fucking Goku. Get someone get him the fuck out of this tournament already. I don't care about him fighting Jim anymore. I don't like. He's got him on there so many times and done so much dumb shit that I'm tired of him. Just get him the fuck out, please. I've said this before, but I don't need to see him fight anybody anymore. If he gets eliminated and it's up to like Gohan or Vegeta to win, I'd be fine with that. I like to see how it plays out. I don't care. Goku's just retarded. Like this is all a game to him, and it's like we kind of already knew that, but it's like sometimes it should not be a game. As in you even at the times where they created these serious moments in between, like with fucking Master Roshi dying, the second time around, he didn't fucking. I don't know why, but he chose to stay and fight. What's her name? Ribrianne instead of fucking. He continued to fight like even after Master Roshi was fine, and that's by itself there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't like he was smiling at the end. He's fighting in base form. He's still dicking around. There's no he didn't attempt to push past her when he tried to rush over the Master Roshi in the first place before Master Roshi turned out to be okay. Like I don't understand that. You know, he's just one person, one example of plot new stupidity. But yeah, it's like that's one example with him. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's disappointing, and I'm tired of his shit. I don't need to see him do anything anymore. Just that Frost stuff wasn't plot induced. I already mentioned it the last episode. He had multiple attempts to get rid of Roshi, and then he could have just got rid of Vegeta as soon as he trapped him in the bottle. But he didn't fucking do it. Frieza just did it to him. And it was just like, nigga, why didn't you just? This is what I'm talking about. Frieza just went for he just kicked him. Or, I'm sorry. He just blasted him off. And I was just like, nigga, why don't you just. When you had the opportunity, you stood there and you postulated and you toyed around Master Roshi and you paid. But that's the thing. Why build it up that you had this plan? Why go around sneaking around if you just kind of botch it up in the end? You snuck around for the most part. Now all of a sudden you're not doing that. Now you're suddenly you just dicking around with one person and then laughing about it. And you get the other person trapped and you're dicking around with the first person again. And you have the other person just trapped in your hand. You can just chuck that shit off. First chance you got. Since Frieza blasted that one guy in this episode, the Yardrat guy, he kicked him off. Wasted no fucking time. I don't. Why did you just do that? But he just had to fucking drop his guard because Master Roshi had to get one more moment, get wanked again, and fucking Vegeta had to get. He couldn't be eliminated because fucking no, I don't know. I don't know. It was kind of dumb. That was his real plan anyway because he just fucking. That wasn't his original plan. There's no fucking way. He came up with that on the spot because he didn't know what the fuck that mouthful was before he got hit with it. So he never even got to enact his original plan, as far as we know, except for Krillin that one time. And he bossed out. He bossed up the plan he came up with on the spot when it was going to work. It was retarded. So there's that. I'll just BS elements and fights themselves, but that would just needlessly take too much energy and time to just get into. So I'll just leave that alone. There's some like what was it, 17's interactions with like just at least universe 2 girl that he was fighting at one time. So you mean to tell me? Like, he was dicking around too. You mean to tell me that you were fucking. The whole time she was fighting you, right? At some point, then you just revealed the whole time you were just studying her moves the whole time, and now you're like, oh, you're fun, so we're studying. Now I'm gonna fucking, JK, just get you the fuck out of here. I'm just gonna whoop your ass. I'm like, nigga, why didn't you just take off from the beginning? If you had the time, if you had the presence of mind to interrupt the girl's transformation in the first place, talking about, are we gonna sit there and let them transform? Why the fuck would you waste the time, studying her moves? It's like, nigga, just knock her out. If you're so much sure you're that sure you're so much more powerful than her, and you actually were. I don't. What do you mean to tell me you didn't know how strong she was? I mean, which is legitimate, but I mean, didn't explain that. He just fucking did things, and we were just supposed to eat it up. So I don't know. That's another thing. The Paratroopers thing, that one episode was like, what was it, 4 or 5 of them, and they're fighting Universe 6 guys, and some Universe 7's guys. Coquette puts people in barriers. If she puts herself in the barrier, right? 18 just fucking picks him up and throws him off. I'm like, Nick, what the fuck? Why didn't you guys just do that? I wasn't the only person to point that out, but yeah, it's like the fact that most people are jobbing Universe 6 and 7. There's no real challenge for them. It's like every now and then the character gets eliminated, but it's just kind of. But it's over stupid shit. Like Krillin got eliminated because he let his guard down. No, there's no reason for that. That was stupid. Um, what was it? Fucking uh, Tien got eliminated. I guess it was kind of weird, but yeah, he took one guy with him, so that wasn't as bad. But I don't know. They fine. Maybe that's more legitimate. But Master Roshi, like, come on, son. Like that nigga should have been knocked out like a while ago. And I'm not saying this because I hate Master Roshi. I don't. But it was plot induced. I mean, Fox could have knocked him out any time, but he didn't fucking do it for some reason, even though he said he was going to. So the only reason he got saved was because of plot induced stupidity. So it was just kind of dumb. Um, you know, um, it was that shit. Um, man, it's just a lot of bullshit going on. Um, but yeah, one thing I wanted to bring out especially. So what I think is probably the biggest like issue with the arc itself is just the stakes, like the stakes themselves. Because yeah, everyone's sticking around, and that's bad. Knowing the stakes, it's like you shouldn't be doing that. That I hate that so much. But if the stakes weren't there, like I think the stakes themselves are kind of what fucks up the whole thing because it's just like we know. Okay, if one universe is supposed to survive, we know one universe survives. At the end of this, we know it's Universe 7 because of where Super takes place, you know. And it's like there's no fucking way they don't survive, unless you bring the Dragon Balls in, and I don't know who does that, but unless or that ending gets retconned. But so far we don't, as far as we know, it hasn't. So it's like we at least expect them to survive. So there's no tension on the part of Universe 7 is gonna lose. Like no, they're not gonna lose. We know they're gonna win. So at least for me, it all comes down to how they win. You know, the only interest that I'm really gonna get out of this is how they go about doing this. So far, everything that they've done, like the whole way, just the tournament itself, the whole way it's been playing out and how they've gone about doing things. A lot of things here that just got me disappointed. It's like this doesn't interest me, or it's getting on my nerves, or it's disappointing, or it's mostly negative, like mostly eliciting negative emotions in me. So it's like, to me, that's not a good sign. It's like it's not being executed well enough. You know, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not the only person, but yeah, the issues I have with it, yeah, that's probably just that's probably more of me instead than a lot of other people. Um, but yeah, it's not the way they're going about it doesn't interest me as much, and it's like, and so far they're mostly winning over people, so it's like I don't. We already knew we were gonna win, but you can mean to tell me you're gonna make this so much? You're gonna make it easy for them? Like, I know, like, what is it? Like a small chunk of people were in the group have been eliminated, but those guys already taken out at least one person during while they were getting eliminated beforehand. So and two of the three that got eliminated took out three people in one episode. So there's no fucking way. It's not like it was like people were jobbing to them. It's not like it was really that difficult. It wasn't that difficult. Overall, it was really easy for them to knock people out. So that it's not a real challenge. Even these are the lowest tier characters that we're talking about. The weakest links. They at least took one person out with them. One of them took one person out with them, and the other two took three people out. So if the people in the lowest tier can knock out that many guys in the span of at most half an hour, not half an hour, excuse me, because the tournament's 48 minutes, so like 18 minutes. Like there's no real challenge because it's like then they had the most them and Universe 7 had the most team members, by the last episode. Actually, as of now, they still do, and over half the teams have been eliminated, or over half the participants. So the series made a point to point that out in one episode. So we already know Universe 6 and 7 are winning by numbers. So it's like not really challenging. And I'm sitting there thinking, what was the ultimate point? What's the build up for this tournament? Because I know a lot of fans are going to point to, there's Topo, there's Jiren, those are really the heavy hitters. Those are really the important guys. that they were building up to this whole fucking time. Like, so I'm sitting there like, okay, all right, but narratively, but I know I get that it kind of makes sense from the standpoint of an audience, but narratively, that's weird because it's not like when you think back to the whole reason Goku even set up the tournament in the first place. He went to Zeno. He was like, "Oh, let's do this tournament." He didn't do it to fight just those people specifically. He didn't do that, and he didn't meet them until at least the Zen. He met one of them at the Zen exhibition match. He didn't meet the other one until they actually showed up. I mean, to the actual tournament. So it's not like he fucking knew about them beforehand. The whole reason he went about doing this in the first place is so he can fight strong guys. That's all he fucking wants, to fight strong people. And I'm sitting here thinking, as I'm watching the tournament, I think about that every now and then. I'm sitting there thinking, most people in this tournament are father. To the point where even if Goku dicks around and he's like taking his time and he's like trying to enjoy every little fight, he's still fucking around in his lowest transformations or in base. What do you mean? Well, like, what strong people are you talking about? What strong people, like, did he think he was gonna fight? Now it's like how is he not disappointed? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Or because I'm disappointed because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm pretty sure he was thinking of fighting really, really strong guys like Hit, because that was like, he doesn't, the way the series works, he always fights stronger opponents. He doesn't fucking jump down unless he wants to fuck around, which that's what he's been doing the entire fucking tournament. Doesn't make any fucking sense. But in a major arc, that's what he does. He fights stronger enemies every fucking time, from arc to arc. Most of the guys we've been fighting now have been relatively fodder at this point. So I don't understand what is the build up all supposed to come from him and Jiren, or like what? I mean, it doesn't. It's like as fans, we kind of, as the audience, we kind of expected, almost forced to like look at it, explain it from the perspective of the audience, or from what we know, as opposed to what he knows. We're not dealing with it from his perspective, from his standpoint, because he wouldn't fight strong people. He's not fighting strong people for the most part. So I don't understand. What the build up is supposed to come all from us, all from the people who are making this, just kind of throwing out the promotional material for the show for the arcs before they even start, or what? Because the build up's not coming from him. I'm not getting excitement because he's excited. I'm not getting, if I'm getting any sort of tension, or if I'm liking the suspense or something, it's not because he thinks he's fighting strong people. I don't. As far as I'm concerned, he's been dicking, like, as far as I can tell, he's been dicking around with people weaker than him for the most part, and I don't. I'm sitting there thinking there's no tension in the fight because he's just fucking around. We know he can end this. He's just taking his time for some reason. I don't get it, and to me, it doesn't make it interesting. It doesn't make the arc interesting. And if the lowest tier character, the three weakest characters in their team could take out so many people in the span of 18 minutes, and you took out 7 people in the span of 18 minutes? No, fam. 2 of them took 3 at a time. No, where's the challenge? Where's the tension? I don't see it. It comes a little bits here or there, and some of them really appear to be rather artificial, but. You know what I'm saying? It seems too easy, and then especially in Goku's case, it doesn't make sense because most guys who are fighting are not strong, and it's like he's the one that came up with the idea in the first place. So I don't have, based on what I thought he was expecting, I'm disappointed with what we're given. I don't see a lot of strong guys. I don't see a challenge, and it's like, and this arc doesn't really feel like it's going anywhere, So I went over the stakes already, and I went over how they're fighting. I went over the plot-induced stupidity. I went over the fact that the fighting doesn't seem to be suited to the fighting itself right now. After all this time, to me, doesn't seem to be suited to this battle royale structure. What else? So I went over all that. Really, it seems like a clusterfuck. I said it before. It seems like from the get they've been rushing the shit out of this stuff. Oh, you know what? Something I definitely want to mention. So, in addition to the whole, most combatants being relatively farther or jobbing in Universe 6 and 7. So, another reason why I'm disappointed is because it's like, you know how fans talk about every now and then, some fans every now and then talk about how the show has been mostly the Goku and Vegeta show at some point. Characters became irrelevant. Um, and a lot of them are excited now because they have a role. Sometimes there's always a defense for would you rather have the Goku and Vegeta show? Would you rather have side characters have be relevant when some people complain about some said side characters? Now, the whole point, so how there's that, right? Okay, well, I feel like in this arc alone, uh, we have the Universe 6 and 7 show, mostly Universe 7 show, um, because it's like almost every fucking episode they're taking out somebody, and they taking out most people. Like over half the combatants are gone in less than half the time. So here's what I don't understand, and I know it kind of sounds kind of obvious because oh hey well, you know, it's always the Universe 7, so it's always been the Universe 7, so technically speaking, and even when the side characters were relevant, that's what they were doing. They were beating the bad guys, and I get it, but that's not exactly what I mean. And it's a little different now because there are different universes here. We all this time we thought there was one universe. Now we know there are 13 of them. There seem to be 5, but that's still way more than one. And it's like you have. Here's the thing. With all that came so many new characters, right? And in addition to that, so many opportunities for world building. They even had that in the recruitment arc alone. They showed us that at least showed us a little bits here and there, tiny bits of a few fucking universes and some of the characters and what they do, what they're doing, or what they're doing in relation to the tournament, what they're doing not in relation to the tournament, whatever, And it's like, okay, and I don't know if I might be in the minority, but I know I'm not the only one. I've seen here and there. Some certain characters, certain universes, I wanted to see more of. I wanted to see more of Universe 11, like during that recruitment time. I wanted to see more of Universe 2. Definitely wanted to see more of Universe 3 because they seem kind of interesting. Kind of random, so I wanted more context. I wanted to see more of Universe 4. Universe 6, I didn't really care too much about because I've seen so much of them already, but I think there should have been so much more time dedicated to Cal and Colorful's training because that was way too short for them to get to the power-ups that they got. Nah, fuck out of here. All that. And I'm sitting there thinking, like 98% of it was dedicated to Universe 7. Like Goku running around and recruiting every fucking member of his team. And I got bored. So bored. And I was just like, after I was just like, why? Can we see more of the other universes, please? I want to see more of them. I don't need to see Goku run off and getting all these people. Like, I don't know. It was a little too much. But it's like they didn't show much of the universe, like all the other universes, and a lot of characters already from many of those universes got eliminated. And I see a lot of this thing about some fans talking about, I know how they don't expect to care about these new characters, because they don't know them, so they don't, why should they be expected to care about them? And I'm thinking that's exactly the problem. I'm not saying they should necessarily. So I'm not trying to say they should care about all new characters that come on the screen. They could root for what they want to root for. I'm saying though, right? There's just so far it's been a lot of wasted potential, wasted opportunities. They had opportunities to bring these new characters up, as in like to really not give them like full character arcs or something, but like flesh them out a little bit more, show us more about them, let's get to know them. It's like the only characters we really know are fucking like Universe 7 and then maybe some Universe 6 characters, and then you got everyone else is just fucking whoever tickles your fancy at the time or something, whatever it is that interests you about them, but we don't know too much about them, and they job like almost immediately, and they've been jobbing almost immediately like in this tournament, and it's like at the very least, I personally think it's been too easy. At the very least, but at worst, not only that has been too easy for Universe 67, but it's like I get annoyed because it's like I wanted to see some of these characters do something. I wanted to know more about them. I wanted to see a challenge for Universe 7. I wanted to see them be more interesting, how they fare up against Universe 7. Most of the time, these niggas just like beat them. Like, Universe 7 just beat these guys. And I'm just like, I can't. Well, there goes more characters that I can't care about now because they're just out. And it's just like, I wanted to see more about them. I wanted to get to like more, some of them more. I wanted to get to know some of them more. I didn't get a chance to do that because, I don't know. For some reason, they're just like, fuck these characters and let's knock them out or something. And it's like, it it makes me wonder why after all this time, right? This series has been going for a long time, and as soon as they brought up Super, well, they kind of brought up Battle of the Gods, but Super reinforced that when they brought up Super again, they started to tell us much more about the fact, all the universes are like, oh, there's 13 of them. Oh no, 12 of them. Excuse me. I think I said 13 before. There's 12 of them, and this is like all these gods, the gods' instructions, and angels. Excuse me. And you have all these other characters from the universes, and it's like you have such a great opportunity to tell so much more of a story. You just expanded the world so much more than you did before, and you don't go further. You just kind of throw some shit here and there, and from some of them, or for some of the universes, some of the characters, and then that's it. You don't explore the universes themselves. You don't explore some of the planets these guys are on, except for Universe 6. Universe 6 gets all the attention. Universe 11 gets that one time Topo was like doing stuff in the Tubers. That was about it. Universe 2, the only thing we fucking got from them was that fucking Magical Girl scene with just Brienne just transforming. It was like, okay, I wish they showed more. The Universe 3 with their fucking scheme, and that was it. I don't remember anything else. I think that was it. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I want to see more. And it's just like, I don't think they're gonna show us more. And how could they when most universes are gonna be erased anyway? You have fucking 5 left. Unless, what I hear is gonna be true, they're gonna have fucking, the wish that like all the universes that got eliminated come back and then get consolidated into one huge universe, Universe 7 or something. I'm like, well, at least the characters do. And I'm like, well, that's still kind of erased a little bit, but whatever. Or something, and it's like, yeah, where else are they gonna go with the story from here? I don't get it. I feel like the stakes are as high as they could possibly be right now. In terms of stakes anyway, for in serious character arcs, I think there's the highest they could possibly be. So yeah, I don't know where they're gonna go with that. Yeah, so I think the stakes kind of ruin everything. The whole fact that they introduced so many characters and just kind of wasted most of them right off the start, right off the bat. Over half of them are already gone. So most of the characters that are in now are characters we already know. So it's like I don't, I'm bored, and it's like my curiosity would have been piqued more with all these new characters had they actually like fleshed them out more, showed us more about them, but they didn't do that. At this point, it's just Universe 7 show. It's like it's Goku and Friends show, and it's like, yeah, it was before, but now all of a sudden, because that's all they had. But you trying to tell me now you're gonna use all these characters and you still just gonna ignore them? That's what they did in the recruitment portion. You're gonna ignore them just in favor of Goku and Friends all the time. Like we see them all the time. Most of them don't do anything different, and they're just the same characters over and over again. It's annoying, and it's like now I'm getting bored. I'm really legitimately getting bored with these guys, with our main characters. That's a problem. Like, or even the side characters, that's a problem. So I'm disappointed with this arc. It's maybe this, and in some cases this arc has made me disappointed with the series as a whole, and it's like I don't know. I think that's basically all I wanted to say. No, there's more, but yeah, I'm about to explain it. Yeah, so yeah, at this point, I feel like this, where the story is going, there's not much of a, like, so far, it's really just, it's kind of clunky, it's a little bit disjointed, a little bit just questionable, it's weird, and it's like, what the fuck is, a lot of times there's a lot of stuff going on in this arc, a lot of it's like, what the fuck is going on, the story right now seems to be really clunky and weird. Like at least since Super started up and added to the lore, it's made things really confusing and weird. Um, you know, um, excuse me. And now you have, um, it's like now you have a lot of well, it's mostly is there's now just a lot of fights and things that just happen just because, and like character moments and a lot of a lot of character interactions that are great. Don't get me wrong, I like that, but in a larger scheme of things, the story it don't make sense, or they not all needed to happen. It kind of felt like it was just made to happen, just that. But then there's a lot of little things here and there, and it makes it so that we get some things out of it, like character relevance. Some side characters get relevant again. We have awesome character interactions. You have good fights, sort of, or good fight scenes, sort of, and sort of somewhat entertaining fight scenes. But in the larger context of the story, they kind of don't make sense, or someone must go back and question and be like, why did this happen? Why that didn't really need to happen. That was kind of dumb, whatever. And it's just like, yeah. At this point, it makes me think that a lot of stuff that we've been given now, especially in this tournament alone, is fan service. It's just like cheap fan service, you know, cheap relative to what they could have done. Just kind of just giving us the bare minimum, like just what a lot of fans wanted, but not in a way like that could have actually made the series great. Like it's making it just retarded. And it's like a lot of things just happen for no fucking reason. Um, I give you one immediate example off the bat. We'll see against Frost. Like, what the fuck? Like, the whole fact that he tricked Frost, right, with that whole like Mafaba thing, as in like when he first of all he did 3 fucking times against a really powerful opponent. You mean that when he fucking did it once against King Piccolo and died? You mean to fucking tell me that that this nigga like trained so much that he's able to match up against like a Frost? No fucking way. I mean, he used it 3 times against Frost and then like not have no problems. Nah, fam. I was it 2 times against Frost? Whatever. 3 times one episode though. I know it was. But anyway, yeah, he didn't die. He didn't die at all. I mean, yeah, of course he got saved because he's a sentry being, but he didn't die any of the times he did in that one episode, and he was still in the ring. Talking about episode 107. Yeah, and it's like he tricked Frost, but only because Frost and broke the bottle that Vegeta was sold him. But only tricked him because Frost was being stupid when he had no reason to be stupid. He said he had a plan, but he didn't follow through with it at all. And it's just like, well, what the fuck did you do? We know you can do it because you've been sneaking around. I don't know why the fuck you didn't just do it. And you said you were gonna do it, but you just fucked up and stood there and decided to whack instead. To me, it's plot and stupidity all to give Master Roshi a cool moment. Like that. I know I can be cynical, but I think that's what it was. Just made him stupid, made Frost stupid. I mean, standing there like a dumbass, so Master Roshi could get one over on him and trick him and then free Vegeta. And it's just like, it's a nice character interaction. But realistically, if Frost just said "fuck that shit" and then "fuck you too," and if he knocked him out in the first place, like none of that would have happened. But whatever. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a lot of fan service. The Super Saiyan God coming back out of fucking nowhere. There's barely an explanation for it. It basically kind of just told us something we already knew, like, oh, it's faster than Super Saiyan, obviously, but used less steroid than Blue. Obviously, what the like, or it's something we could extrapolate. Like, I don't. What is that? That doesn't explain why he's using it after all this time. It doesn't. He just fucking did it for no fucking reason. He didn't use do the ritual or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, so is that. Master Roshi surpassing his limits. Fucking episode 105. What the fuck was that shit about? What does that even mean? What limits? Where were you? What was your current strength before you surpassed your limits? Like after all this trading, and what is it now? Like it doesn't matter. Like, how relevant is that? It's like whatever the plot needs to be. It doesn't make any sense. Never really went into it. Super never fucking does. Just give you some thought lines here or there to make things make sense. Um, was that it's fucking Goku using his spirit bomb the next episode or the next two episodes or something against Jiren or something like that. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's using the spirit bomb against somebody. I'm sitting there thinking, how the fuck are you able to do that in this chaotic ass tournament setting? First of all, second, if it's against Jiren, why? Why are you using spirit bomb? And it's a tournament. You've never used the spirit bomb in the tournament before. I don't understand. Don't you fucking tell me you use the spirit bomb in serious battles. Don't you fucking tell me after all this time, all this time you spent dicking around, and the very reason you went to do this tournament in the first place because you want to fight people, so you want to enjoy yourself. Now you're gonna take it really seriously to the point where you use the spirit bomb. Fuck out of here, nigga. Don't even. It's like I feel like it's just throwing shit at us. Like just oh hey, he's using the spirit bomb. Like what? So and why is he doing that? I feel like it's just throwing fan service at us just to. I feel like they're just throwing fan service at us just to keep us interested. Like I don't see how that even makes sense. Why the fuck is he doing that? But whatever. Yeah. And then this whole new transformation. Like I don't think I'm probably in the very small minority by saying that the first place. By saying this, but I don't think he needs new transformation in the first place. Like after Blue, like what else is like? No, just there shouldn't be anything else. I don't think. Like yeah, okay, he do kind of get on top of it. That's cool, but don't give him anything else. Like he hasn't even mastered Blue yet. And the funny thing about that is, because first of all, even though he had it for even though he trained for 3 fucking years after getting it, in between just before he went to University Academy, he trained with Vegeta in the chamber for 3 fucking years, and it was only after that he mentioned for the first time that Blue gives him a stamina drain. I'm like, nigga, why the fuck did you? You didn't even tell me you trained for 3 fucking years with this form. You had it at least a few months to a year or something before that, and you never figured that out, how to like fix that. You haven't managed to fix it. You're fighting genius, aren't you? Aren't you supposed to have fixed that by now? That aside, and then fast forward 2 arcs later, and he still hasn't fixed it. He still has a stamina issue. And I'm like, well, okay, well, it makes him seem kind of incompetent, or just that there's no real way to fix the Blue's stamina drain, which is weird, but okay. Even if that's the case, so he hasn't mastered this transformation, and he's gonna get a new one. Why? Why when he hasn't mastered the first one? Why the fuck doesn't he just use the first one? Like the one before. I mean, Blue. Why doesn't he just figure out how to like work on his shit before he moves on to something else? It's almost like, to put it crudely, before he moves on to another meal, he hasn't finished the first one. It's like, nigga, just finish your food on this plate first before you get another plate. Don't just jump around and then get a bit of each and every fucking thing. It just makes you look kind of incompetent for someone who's described as a fighting genius. It doesn't make any sense, and what I don't understand, it makes him like a hypocrite, by the way, because it was back in episode 100, he fucking told Cauliflower, hey, so you might be able to get Super Saiyan 3, but you need to master 2 first. Okay, even though she got Super Saiyan 2 before she even mastered 1, but you're gonna tell this thing he's gonna go and fucking tell her that, and then he's gonna get new transformation while not having mastered Blue yet. Like, why the fuck? It doesn't make any sense, and it's just, to me, it's retarded. So I don't see the point. This what makes me think. And how many more transformations do you get? Yes, he's like what, 5, 6, 7 already or something like that. Well, if you count Blue, Super Saiyan 4, and the grades, he has like at least 5 or 6. So yeah, 6 or 7. Then you get the God forms. No, so when he's gonna have 3rd godlike form or some shit, I don't fucking know what it is, but it's weird, and it's like I don't think it's necessary to the story at all. It's just hey, he's got another fucking transformation, even though for the most part this guy has only been using Blue and not like throwing in Kaioken times 10. He hasn't fucking done it since 3 arcs ago, 3 arcs ago. He hasn't fucking done times 20 yet, and he's supposed to do it, and get that new transformation on top of that. So I hear, like, I don't understand. 20 times. You mean to tell me this man can go up, supposedly go up to 20 times the power of Super Saiyan Blue, right? And then he's gonna get a new transformation that's supposed to give him power way beyond that or something. I don't. Supposedly, so you get another series works. I don't see the point. Like, and the power cube is only gonna get worse. And it's only. I mean, it's gotten so bad already, but it's only gonna get worse. I don't see, like, new transformations always making things worse. I don't understand. Just leave that shit out. So yeah, that's all my problems with the arc so far. I'm just not excited with the arc because I feel like there's a lot of stupid shit going on. There's a lot of poor execution, a lot of wasted potential, and there's a lot of fan service. I think overall, there's a lot of fan service. Is what it is. Ultimately, just to please, like, to get, like, please the fans, so to speak, or give them, like, good character interactions or good character moments, but it doesn't really give a lot of good story moments. It makes the story's all clusterfucky. It's weird. So I don't know. That's all I gotta say. This video's been really long, but yeah, I've been very disappointed with this arc, and this arc has been, the way this arc's been going has made me very disappointed with the series. I just felt like I wanted to talk about it. So yeah, that's all I got. So I don't really like making videos like this, but like, I wasn't even, honestly, I didn't even have an issue with, if people think I'm a hater or some shit like that, because some people probably think I am. I didn't actually start really having issues with Super until this arc. Like, legit, I wasn't really complaining by the Future Trunks arc. I wasn't really complaining by the Universe 6 arc. I didn't really see the problems with that. The only real problems I had in the beginning were, like, the first two arcs, Battle of Gods and Resurrection of Wrath. Mostly because, like, I already saw the movie, so I really didn't think it was necessary to have two arcs both rehashed in the movies. And then the animation problems, especially like those last few episodes and fucking the Resurrection of Wrath arc, I just thought it was retarded. So there was that. But after that, I didn't really have an issue. I didn't really see a lot of issues people were talking about. Future Trunks, like, when Trunks got that transformation out of nowhere, I didn't even really complain about it. I just kind of, like, I thought it was weird and stupid, but I just kind of ignored it. I just kind of let it go, and then the ending when Trunks fucking got that spirit bomb sword. Like, when he first put his key into the sword by himself, I thought it was cool. I would like to see more, like, techniques like that in general, so just the same one key blast all the fucking time. But then when he did the spirit bomb sword, nah, fuck out of here. And learning the Mafia Ball just off the phone, what the fuck, It was stupid, right? I thought it was too easy. But it's funny. I wasn't really mad. I wasn't even mad. I wasn't really bothered by it. I thought it was weird, but I wasn't complaining. I didn't complain much about Super at all until we got to this arc. This arc is what really started making me mad and got me disappointed with the series. So, I mean, I stuck with it for a while, so there's no fucking way. I'm not just here to hate on it. Like, it's just after a while, I've just been disappointed so many times, and I'm just getting legitimately annoyed. So yeah, I'm complaining. I mean, call me a hater, but I mean, I don't think you really know what a hater is, or whatever. I think it's just an easy way to dismiss someone's criticisms. But anyway, that's all I got. I'm not trying to ramble. I'm just, that's all I wanted to mention. Like, I'm just, all this crap, man. I was disappointed. I'll probably still, I'll watch it. Like, I procrastinate now when the new episode comes out. I won't watch it as soon as it comes out. I'll wait like a day or something. But I'll still watch it to see how it plays out. But I'm not excited, and I'm more disappointed than I was last week. It's just like, I feel like I'm afraid it's gonna get worse. I don't want it to get worse, but I'm afraid it's gonna get worse because I don't trust Series is gonna do it. I don't trust Series is gonna make it. It's gonna fix the problems. I feel like each episode is getting more retarded. There may be some good things in certain episodes, but overall, the arc is still retarded, and a lot of things are still retarded, and these things don't even need to be happening. So that's all I got. Anyway, yeah. Um, and I don't really want to make videos like every fucking week complaining about Super, but if I get really annoyed to the point where just I feel like I have to say something, I will. So that's what I'm doing. Um, so may or may not see me talking about stuff, but that's all I got. Anyway, till the next video, maybe sort of.